Okay, we are again in our sample rock castle construction firm in our QuickBooks Desktop 2016 file, and we are going to pay some bills. As you can see, we're on our home page, and in the standard workflow area, we're going to be concerned with the vendor center. As you can see, in an earlier exercise, we entered a bill and we used this. Now we want to pay some of those bills that we entered in earlier exercises. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here where it says Pay Bills and click on that icon. And as you can see, several different vendors have popped up. And you can filter by all vendors or any certain vendors. Let's go ahead and pay those bills that we entered earlier from the Bayshore Cal. Oh, actually it was the Cal Gas and Electric. Sorry, I got confused there. But anyway, here we go. So, and you can sort by vendor. And we have those two bills that we're going to go ahead and pay. We have one for $350 and one for $122.68. And the one that we created, which was this one on 12/30, it's due now. So let's go ahead and just pay that one. And we can either determine if we're going to pay by check or credit card or online bank payment. For the purposes of what we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and choose the method by check. And if you handwrite your checks, which some people do, you can actually assign the check number here, or you can actually click on the radio button to be printed and print those out yourself. But for the purpose of the exercise that we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and assign a check number. And it's going to come out of our checking account. And the payment date for that, let's say, is going to be 12/28. Let's make sure we have everything in place. We're just paying that one bill. So we're going to go ahead and pay that selected bill. And then what's going to happen is, since we're going to write in this check, we're going to let QuickBooks assign this check number, so that way will be in the next series and it won't mess up the check numbering. Or you can do it yourself if you already know the check number. But we're going to let QuickBooks assign the check number. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And it's signed check number 518, which is the next in the series. If you don't change the check number, then it will go ahead and assign it based on the last check that was written. So now we want to pay more bills. We want to pay another vendor. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and click on this and pay more bills. And again, we're going to sort by vendor. Let's go ahead and pay this Daigle lighting bill that we have. It's due on the 1st. And we actually have two bills here. One is not due until next year, because we're assuming that today is 12/15/20. So and even though this date due is 2022, we'll go ahead and pay it now, just for the purposes of our exercise. So we're going to go ahead and click right here, and we're going to sort by, and we've already sorted by vendor, so we're just going to pay that $52. And this time we're going to click to be printed. And make sure that we choose the right date. The date that we're going to pay this one is the 29th. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pay the selected bill. And then what's going to happen is we can either print the check now, or we can go back to our print checks icon on our home page to print that check. Well, let's say we want to go ahead and print that check now. So let's go ahead and click on print check. And then it's going to assign the first check number as the check number that we used the last time for any of those that we printed. And you have to make sure that everything is set up as far as the printing is that you need to do. And if you're certain on that, we're going to go ahead and click OK. And then this is where you can make sure that your printer is all set up. Make sure you orient the checks in your printer in the correct way. And then go ahead and click on the print button. I'll get it out sometime. And so once you do that, the check prints. And if you have several checks that print at one time, then you'll see all those listed, but we only have the one to print. And if that is okay, just click on OK. And if you go to your register, you can use your view balances to quickly go to your checking. And we'll scroll down and we'll see that we've paid those two and they show up in the register now. The manual one that we wrote was for 5/18, and then the one that we printed is numbered 10080. So both of those are in there. So that's how you go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that and go back to our home page. You can actually go ahead and do the same thing from here. If you had any checks that needed to be printed, you can bring that up. Since we don't have any checks in there to print, then we don't have to worry about it. So we're going to cancel out of that. Well, hopefully that gave you a good overview on paying bills and either entering the numbers manually or printing those checks out from QuickBooks. Have a good day, and we will see you again for our next topic soon.